When you ignore a woman and something strange happens, at first she'll act like she doesn't care. She'll laugh louder, post more, maybe even seem happier without you. But deep down she's spiraling. Because silence speaks louder than any argument ever could. And when your silence enters her world, it doesn't just echo, it haunts. You see, ignoring her isn't about being cruel. It's about reclaiming your energy. It's about making her feel the space she never thought she'd miss. And what she'll do next might completely shock you. Let's break down what really happens step by step when you go silent. And 1, her ego takes the first hit. When you first go quiet, she doesn't feel hurt. She feels insulted because deep down she believes she had you figured out. You were supposed to reach out, to chase, to apologize first because that's what most men do. But you didn't. You just stopped. At first she'll laugh it off. He's probably busy. Then she'll start overthinking. Did I say something wrong? She'll scroll through your last text, rereading them like clues. Every word, every emoji, every silence becomes a puzzle she's desperate to solve. And in that confusion, something interesting happens. Her ego starts to crumble. It's not that she misses you yet. What she misses is control. Because when a woman feels wanted, she feels secure. But when that attention disappears, it doesn't just confuse her, it unsettles her. She'll try to stay cool on the outside, post something light, maybe even a little sarcastic. But when she's alone, that calm surface breaks. She checks her phone, nothing. She checks again, still nothing. And that's when it hits her. You're not like the others. And ego thrives on attention. It feeds on validation, but your silence starves it. It creates a space her mind can't fill. Her mind says he's playing games. But her heart whispers, what if he's really done? And that whisper keeps her awake at night. Now she's remembering your tone, your patience, the calm that felt so natural. And that silence, it's louder than your words ever were. She won't admit it. Not to her friends, not to herself. But she's shaken. You didn't yell. You didn't beg. You didn't fight, you just disappeared. And that calm withdrawal, that quiet decision to stop giving your energy, that's what her ego can't handle. She thought she had control. Now she's realizing she never did. 2, she starts testing you quietly. When silence lingers too long, it starts whispering in her mind, and curiosity becomes her new language. She won't say it directly, but she wants to see if she still matters. So she begins to test you in quiet, subtle ways. She might post a photo she knows will catch your eye, something that looks innocent to everyone else. But it's for you. She watches if you'll view it, if you'll like it, if you'll break the silence. First, when you don't, her calm starts to crack. So she tries again. Maybe a random text. Hey, how have you been? Simple, unemotional, but it's not casual. It's a test. She wants to see if you'll jump at the chance to reconnect, because if you do, she wins. Her control returns. But when you stay calm, when your response is steady, grounded, brief, she feels something new, respect mixed with discomfort, because for the first time, she's not the one setting the rhythm. She's used to your attention being constant. Now it's not, and that unpredictability keeps her hooked. Every time she doesn't hear from you, she wonders, is he moving on? Did I lose my hold on him completely? And in that wondering, she begins to care more. Silence creates curiosity, but calm silence, the kind that comes from confidence, creates attraction. She might like an old photo, reply to your story, or drop a message out of nowhere. Each one is a small knock on the door. She once closed herself, but you don't chase the bait. You stay grounded, and that's when she realizes you've changed. Now she's not testing your interest, she's testing her own importance. And when that shift happens, you've already taken back control. 3. Her mind turns against her. This is where the real storm begins. When her tests fail, when your calm doesn't break, her mind turns inward. And it's no longer about you. It's about her. She starts questioning everything. Was she too distant, too cold? Did she push you away without realizing? She replays your last conversation, your pauses, your words. She's trying to find meaning in things that once felt meaningless. She scrolls through your social media like a detective, searching for clues. Every new post becomes a signal. Every silence an accusation. But the more she searches, the less she finds. And that emptiness becomes unbearable. When someone gets used to your attention, it becomes a habit. When that habit breaks, the brain reacts like withdrawal. She starts to feel restless, anxious, uneasy, because something that used to feel certain is now gone. Before your presence gave her comfort, now your silence gives her contrast. And contrast is what makes people realize value. Share members the way you made her feel safe, heard, grounded. All those things she once dismissed, now they haunt her. It's not anger anymore. It's regret. And regret is heavier than any heartbreak. Your silence becomes the mirror she can't avoid. And every time she looks at it, she sees the version of herself that lost a man who stayed calm when she created chaos. That's when she finally starts to miss you. Not for attention, but for peace. 4. She begins to miss the little things. It starts quietly. A random thought, a sound, a memory. Share members the way you said good morning, the jokes only you understood, the way your presence made everything softer. She used to think those moments were small. Now they feel irreplaceable. She'll tell herself it's nothing. But deep down she knows she misses you. Not the chase, not the attention, just you. The man who cared without asking for anything back. The one who listened even when she was cold. Now her phone feels empty. Her feed feels quiet and Thessalon's feels loud. Because when something constant disappears, the mind doesn't forget. It lingers. That's the strange thing about humans. We take consistency for granted until it's gone. Then we crave it more than anything. She starts checking her phone more often, looking for your name, hoping maybe that you'll say something. But you don't. And that's what makes her feel it deeper. Now she's missing your calm, your patience, the peace you brought not just into her days, but into her mind. And the more she remembers that peace, the more she starts realizing it wasn't you who needed her attention. It was her who needed your presence. 5. She starts competing for your attention. Now comes the shift she never saw coming. She starts to feel the imbalance. You're not chasing anymore. You're not watching her stories. You're not waiting for her replies. And that realization burns. So she starts performing, posting more, laughing louder, acting happier. But every smile is measured. Every post is timed because she's trying to get a reaction from you. Her ego whispers, make him notice you again. But the heart, it's softer now. It just misses you. She'll start trying harder. Subtle things, changing her tone, bringing up old memories, texting again. It's not manipulation. It's confusion, because she doesn't understand why the energy shifted so suddenly. You've become calm, and that calm is magnetic. Now she's Theon overthinking. She's the one scrolling, checking, waiting. Because when a man becomes silent from self-respect, that silence feels different. It's not distance, it's peace. And peace is rare. She's not just craving your attention now, she's craving your energy. That quiet confidence, that unbothered tone, that feeling of safety. And the more she can't have it, the more she starts fighting for it. 6. The shift of respect. Slowly, something deeper replaces confusion. Respect. She starts seeing you differently now. Not as the man who chased her, but as the man who could have and didn't. You're not cold, you're calm, not detached, just grounded. And that scares her more than anger ever could. You're not begging for closure. You're not explaining yourself. You're just living. And she can feel that difference through the silence. Now she's not remembering your texts. She's remembering your patience, your presence, your warmth. And that's when admiration replaces ego. Because the man who walks away peacefully, that's the man she never forgets. You've stopped proving your worth. You've started being it. And that realization changes everything. She starts thinking, what if he really doesn't need me anymore? What if I pushed away something genuine? Now she's not just missing you, she's respecting you. Because real strength isn't in reacting, it's in restraint. And she feels that now deeply. 7. The return. It doesn't happen loud. It's quiet. A soft, hey. A small memory she brings up, a reason to start a conversation again. But this time, it's different. Her pride is gone. Her tone is humble. Her heart is open because now she knows you were never playing games. You were simply done giving your energy where it wasn't valued. You didn't punish her. You just let her feel what your silence really meant, and she felt it. Now she reaches out because she understands something she didn't before. Your peace wasn't indifference. It was power, you reply. Not cold, Not desperate, calm. Because the man she ignored once doesn't exist anymore. You've changed. You've grown. And she can sense it. That's the real power of silence. It doesn't just change how they see you. It changes how you see yourself. Because in the end, you didn't lose her. You found your peace. And sometimes that's the same thing. Silence isn't weakness. It's clarity. It's strength disguised as stillness. You didn't walk away to hurt her. You walked away to protect your peace. And the moment you did, you became unforgettable. This is Brainify on. If this spoke to you, stay silent for a moment. Feel it. Then watch the next one. Because peace is where your power begins.